people either look and they're either going to be really, really loyal or just look at price. It might vary. However, the majority nowadays is people will gravitate more to collaboration. And at the end of the day, even if you do have a similar service, you go to different people for different reasons, whether you like that person specifically or they know. It, like coming to hairdressers, it might be that they're better at hair up wedding rather than highlight standard cuts. Either way, you recommend people each way. Hi and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Today we're going to be talking about collaboration versus competition. Another short podcast just to give you something to think about and consider when you're looking at your other competition in your industry. We have a lot of questions and we have a lot of worries and concerns from people who, whether they are the only one in the area or they're up against 10, 20, 30 people in the area. They all look at everyone and competition in a different way. So we thought we'd pull together and talk about the benefits of collaboration versus being competitive with each other. Now, I would say nowadays that competition's a bit old school. There's probably a couple of industries where it is proper competitive. It is people either look and they're either going to be really, really loyal or just look at price. It might vary. However, the majority nowadays is people will gravitate more to collaboration. When you own your own business and it's a small business, it is hard enough already. It's really, really difficult and it can be quite lonely as well. So if you're getting wound up, worried, concerned, looking at your competitors, then it's a real waste of energy and I wouldn't recommend it whatsoever. It could send you into a negative spiral. It can hinder your creativity and just, I don't know, you can get almost swallowed up in it. So a lot of what we do is all about collaboration. We've spoken about it on another episode, about networking, about working together and sharing, because ultimately there is room for everybody. If you look at today's UK high street, there are a lot of hair and beauty places, but they're all thriving, they're all busy. You try and contact several of them, they will have fewer spaces for appointments. I know recently there's a lot of Facebook posts in my area for people looking for hairdressers because people are trying to be more last minute, but the majority have appointments booked up and everyone's quite loyal when it comes to hair and beauty. So they've got their regular customers, they've got their loyal following, so they will be booking up every 6, 7, 8 weeks. So they've got that regularity already. So they don't need to compete against other people because they've got that loyalty. And once they've got that loyalty, they can have that recommended by a friend and they grow that way. It then works well to grow together. So we've recently we've got a co-working space in Sudbury. However, there is another co-working space in Sudbury. We work very, very differently in that we charge by the hour and the day, they charge monthly, a bit like a gym membership, so you can go as much or as little as you want. You turn up and it's you working at your desk over there, you turn up here, you're working with the business owners or the team, so we're on hand to help, or if you've got any questions about things while you're here, we can work with you. And we've created quite a community and way of working for people, so it's just a very, very different style. The same as if you look at restaurants, for example, or cafes. It might be that you think one cafe is the same as every other cafe. Yes, they might serve coffee, but it'll be a different coffee. You might like the coffee. So if you look at Costa versus Starbucks, for example, again, both very, very busy coffee shops. Some people don't like Starbucks coffee. Some people don't like Costa coffee. Some people don't like the way it's served. It might be the people serving it, or they might go for food. The food's obviously similar, but still very different. They might go for a certain cake, a certain flavour of cake. there's different ways of doing it. So albeit they are a coffee shop or cafe, but they're very different, and people then again choose each other. With regards to collaboration, we work with, so you could technically choose one of us and say we're a virtual assistant. We're not very virtual. We will work with people, whether it's in our own office or at their office. However, if there's something we can't do, or we know someone's got different style or work differently, we will recommend out to another virtual assistant. I've got a couple locally that I've worked with, so I know they're really, really good at what they do, and I will recommend them out to other people. So ultimately, we will collaborate with them. We don't see them as competition, and we don't actually see anyone as competition. It's the same with our IT nerd. He does a lot of IT for personal people and small businesses. However, larger businesses need someone on call 24/7. We don't offer that service because he can't be available for several reasons, but we know a company in Bury that specialises in that, so we send work their way, they send work our way. And at the end of the day, even if you do have a similar service, you go to different people for different reasons, whether you like that person specifically or they know. It, like coming to hairdressers, it might be that they're better at a hair up wedding rather than highlight standard cuts. Either way, you recommend people each way. So recently we've had a hairdresser and makeup artist that both work on weddings, so they've doing some collaboration packages together just to ultimately help out brides and answer some frequently asked questions that they're asked to provide the same service. And because they work well together, they will give those brides a better service on the day if they work together. So if there's someone you collaborate with, or you've come up with a really good way of working, let us know. We always like to know about some collaboration and how people work well together, and it helps other ideas and local people know what's going on, and maybe you could reach out and someone might want to work with you. Let us know what you're open to. But thanks for listening, keep in touch, and if you've got any other ideas or questions about it, please drop us a message and let us know. So thanks for listening. If you've liked this short, please subscribe and save, or share with someone that you'd love to do collaboration with. Thank you. Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business, or even their small business which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.